Welcome to November 2025. Can you guys believe that we're almost at the end of this year? This year has felt so long in so many ways, but we're almost at the end of it, which is also unbelievable. Time is feeling fast and slow at the same time, which is just weird, but I feel like with all the energetic changes we're going through internally and externally, it kind of makes sense. I'm Megan Kieran. I'm your spiritual bestie, and today I want to dive into the energies of what we should experience in November. I'm just going to intuitively draw some cards. I'm going to intuitively just channel what I feel the energy is going to be like. So for 2025 is a 9 year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5. All about endings, all about completing cycles. And this has been very prevalent in my life. It has been very prevalent in a lot of people's lives that I've seen around me. Specifically around old patterns and cycles that we are finally ready to let go of. But it's kind of ironic because when we're ready to release these things, it becomes even more prevalent in our lives. So for example, if we're trying to get rid of an addiction or maybe a habit, perhaps that addiction and habit is coming back full force in a way that you never even realized. Or if you're accepting something that happened in the past and you're making peace with, all of a sudden you feel like you're 20 steps backwards in how you feel about that situation. It's because we are getting to the depth of exactly what these situations are in order to let go of it. And some may not be that obvious, and you don't really need to figure out what it is, right? Like maybe you just have this like weird feeling, you get anxiety, and you're just working through that. You don't have to go back to think of all your childhood traumas in order to release that finally. We don't have to dissect anything anymore. We just have to work through it and release it from our body. So as we're re-feeling these things, it's not something to necessarily be afraid of. It's something that we are letting go of. And you will intuitively know if that's the case, right? Because right now we are just in this human body having this experience. And I don't know if you heard my dog sign, but literally like we just need to take a big breath and let it out. We're in this human experience for a reason, and everything around us is in some way, shape, or form an illusion. So we have to start to take a step back sometimes and let go of things, but this year is really asking us to do a huge, massive purge. Now, stepping into November, I feel like we're going to feel a little bit of relief, but not in an expected way. So I feel like these things that we're going to experience in November aren't going to be obvious, but it's something that's like magic, something that fills us up, something that just speaks to our soul. Maybe we get realizations of what we actually want to manifest in our life. Maybe we're getting some traction on actually going after our dream. So November is going to really bring this magic that we've all been seeking in our lives. And it is a big time of renewal, but it's also a time of digging deep and within, right? Scorpio is the deep waters. It is all about our intuition. It is all about going really deep into the depths of our soul in order to burst out everything that we've been holding in. And after that, we step into Sagittarius, where we have a little bit more of that fiery, transformative energy towards the end of the month of November. So this is all setting us up for some really magical things in the coming year, in 2026. And November is always just a fun month where we start to reflect and renew and reset for the coming year, which obviously December is a bigger month for that, but November, the vibes are kind of trickling in. So let's just pull a card for the collective for November and see what really wants to be heard today. Okay, one was popping out. Divine Being. Yeah, so this is like definitely the vibes of November. This is definitely the vibes of November. This is us tapping into who we actually are, And remembering, right, that we are in a human experience, but within that, right, we are a divine being. This is us. We are made of light. We are made of these beautiful energetic codes within each and every single one of us. And November is going to make us remember who we actually are, which is going to help us go down the path that we are supposed to. So when we want to manifest something, it has to come from within. It has to come from this deep knowingness that, yes, we have free will, but it's also part of our destiny. And tapping into our divinity, tapping into our intuition is really going to allow us to do so. So we're going to have some big changes coming up in 2026. We're going to have a lot of new beginnings, but the guidance is going to be from your higher self. The guidance is going to be from your intuition. We are changing the script of always being in our mind, always being in a program of what we're supposed to do, and we're shifting it to who we actually are on the inside. What our soul came here for. And if you're watching this, you have a really big purpose, and it's going to start coming out if it already hasn't. Again, I'm Megan Kieran. I'll see you next time. Namaste.